Greetings everyone, we are from Group 2 and we are going to introduce the many types of t-test to everyone. Make sure to tune in, sit back and relax and maybe have some snacks like this cat. Our group consists of 6 members which are Adham, Raiden, Izam, Omar, Ammar and Kusai. What are t-test? T-test is a method used to compare the means of 2 groups and determine if they are significantly different from each other. It is commonly employed when working with small sample sizes and assumes that the data is approximately normally distributed. There are 3 types of t-test, which are one-sample t-test, independent sample t-test, and pair sample t-test. First and foremost is the one-sample t-test. One-sample t-test is used to compare the mean of a sample with a known reference or theoretical value. Plus, the null hypothesis typically states that there is no significant difference between the sample and population mean. For example, there is a chocolate manufacturer that claims its chocolate weight is an average of 50 grams. So to confirm this claims, one-sample t-test will be conducted. 30 samples of chocolate will be taken from the manufacturer in order to determine its weight and mean of the samples. Turns out, the mean of the sample is actually 48 grams, which is significantly different from the claimed of 50 grams. When it comes to the hypotheses of the one-sample t-test, it is quite similar to the others. For the null hypothesis, the sample mean is equal to the reference value, and for the alternative hypothesis, the sample mean is not equal to the reference value. For an example, if the reference value is 20, then the null and alternative hypothesis is written like below. Moving on to independent t-test. Independent t-tests are the comparison of 2 means from 2 different groups that are not related to each other. It is as simple as that. In the independent samples t-test, it is crucial to assume an approximately normal distribution of the dependent variable within each group and homogeneity of variances across groups. Independent t-tests are also known as independent sample 2 t-test, 2 samples t-test, unpaired t-test, unrelated t-test, and uncorrelated t-test. Examples of independent t-tests are comparing the effectiveness of 2 different painkillers. A group of random people are randomly divided into 2 groups that are completely independent. Group 1 are given drug A and Group 2 are given with drug B. Notice that the 2 groups are given with different drugs, and they are also not related in any ways. The result would be obtaining the average means of the effectiveness of the drug from the 2 groups and comparing it. Next, here is the hypothesis for an independent sample t-test. The null hypothesis for this example is there is no significant difference between the means of the 2 dependent groups. The alternative hypothesis is there is a significant difference between the means of the 2 dependent groups, whereas the null hypothesis for the example means effectiveness of drug A is equal to drug B, while the alternative hypothesis means effectiveness of drug A is different to drug B. Now let's move on to the last t-test type, which is paired sample t-test. Paired sample t-test used to compare 2 means from the same individual, object, or related units. The measurement values are available in pairs and also can be taken under 2 different conditions. For example, we want to know how efficient a diet is. Thus, we take a measurement of several groups of people before dieting and then precisely weigh them after the diet. Then, we compare the results before and after the diet. Next, the null hypothesis for this example is the diet program does not affect the body weight of the participant, while the alternative hypothesis is that the diet program does affect the body weight of the participants. To conclude the presentation, the t-test is a statistical method used to compare the means of 2 groups and determine if any observed differences are statistically significant or if they could have occurred by chance. The t-test is a powerful tool in hypothesis testing, providing a quantitative measure to assess whether the means of 2 groups are significantly different. And here are our references. We are at the end of our video. Thank you everyone for watching, and make sure to ask any questions if necessary. That is all from us. Bye-bye.